All right, hi everybody. Welcome to our 7th community call for Perpetual Protocol. It's been a very long time since we had a community call, so we're really happy to do this again and talk with everybody, and hopefully we'll have lots of questions from the audience. All right, so we'll get right into it. Let me just share my screen. We have actually a lot to talk about today, but hopefully we can go through it reasonably quickly so we can get to questions in just a moment. All right, so as you can see on the agenda for today, first we'll talk about partnerships and grants, and then we'll get to some updates on our V2 Kyri, and finally we'll go to Q&A. And I'm sure everyone is really excited to hear primarily about the V2 Kyri updates, but I do promise that there are some really exciting partnership and grants updates as well, and they're very significant for the growth of the protocol, so stay tuned for that. All right, so we'll start off with grants and partnerships. So the first one actually that a lot of you will probably be familiar with already is Apex. Apex Win is a third-party UI for Perpetual Protocol that allows you to trade with stop orders and other advanced order types like limit orders. And so far they've done fairly well, but they've recently received a second grant from Perpetual DAO, thanks to our grants committee, and that's going to allow them to really update the UI. If you have used apex.win, you'll know that the UI is pretty basic. They did a really great job of making it really fast and responsive, but it doesn't look super amazing. So they've now got this brand new UI that they're developing. In addition to the UI, which you can see on the screen, they'll also be looking to migrate to the V2 once that launches. So yeah, really looking forward to continuing working with the Apex team. They're really great guys. Anyone who's been in our Discord has probably seen them around. It's Nugget and Abdullah, and they're really awesome, super friendly and helpful. So we're looking forward to continuing working with them. Next is a community bot. I worked very closely with the developer to create this bot, and he's a super hardworking guy. We really appreciate his work, and we noticed a lot of community members also really appreciate it. The community bot started off serving funding rates. You could look up funding rates for any asset or funding rates for all of the different assets on Perpetual Protocol. Recently, the developer has added a bunch of new features, including staking timer, which will show you when your staking rewards will unlock, which is really helpful. And he's adding a bunch of other features to the bot as well. If you're on Telegram, the bot is there as well. Make sure to join our bot group, which we do mention in the chat once in a while. So definitely join that. There are not as many features on Telegram as there are on Discord, but the developer is working hard through this grant to bring the features up to parity with Discord and also add in a bunch of new features. He's even going to have an alerts feature, which you can subscribe to. It's looking really exciting. So pay attention to that. Next up is Perp Terminal. I think this actually came out of one of our Gitcoin grants, and it's really taken off. The developer has applied for a Perpetual DAO grant, and he's really adding a lot of great features, and it's a great looking site, so definitely check this out. You can look up addresses, and also there's some staking info that's getting added there. You can have an address book to follow a variety of different addresses, so it's really looking exciting, and new features are coming almost every week, so definitely check that out. It's at perpterminal.com. All right, last but not least, we have a referral dashboard, which if you're in the referral program, you may know about. The referral program previously was done entirely manually, and that basically prevented us from scaling it. So now we have this automated dashboard, and referral traders can check out their stats. Referral partners can easily manage their rewards and so on. So this is really going to be a huge boost to the protocol. We're bringing on a bunch of new referral partners, and we're even looking to have a full-time team member who will be in charge of finding new referral partners. So it's really, really exciting. I know somebody who has been really closely working with this this project over the last few months. It's really amazing, and I'm really excited for that. All right, now there's almost a and there's just almost too many things to really mention. So far, I've shown you the grants that have already got like a product that's out there and in the wild already. And we have a bunch new that are in the pipeline and going to be coming up soon, like Bankless DAO will be providing marketing materials. It's not out yet, but that'll be coming up soon. We have an iOS app called Perp Connect being developed. So you'll be able to trade directly on your iPhone or maybe your iPad, I'm not sure, but definitely iPhone. We have a Frontier, there's a wallet app called Frontier that will be integrating Perpetual protocol as well. And Atlantis World, actually, I might have to hand it over to Nick. I don't actually know what Atlantis World is. Nick, do you want to comment?
Sure. We'll do an announcement soon for Atlantis World, but it's kind of a very Web3 native version of GatherTown. For those that have kind of seen Yearn, have kind of given a grant to it and a couple of the kind of large protocols. And the idea is kind of to create a DeFi kind of metaverse where kind of everyone can come together and meet each other and whatnot.
Awesome. Yeah, really looking forward to that. And Nick, if anyone is not familiar, he is our lead of business development. And I can tell you the business development team has grown a lot recently, and they're doing some really amazing stuff. And yeah, we'll be talking about that a little bit more in the call, but they're doing some really impressive things, and it's super exciting. So just to wrap up this grants section, the whole grants program is based on the grants committee. The committee has members from the team as well as the community and some other stakeholders. And as far as I'm aware, we're always looking for new people to join the grants committee. So if you're really interested in governance and you're passionate about Perpetual protocol, definitely get in touch. You can get in touch via our Discord or on Twitter DMs or on Telegram as well. So we'd love to hear from you if you're passionate about governance. The grant committee has like a pretty in-depth selection process. They review the different applicants, and they base their decision on a variety of factors. So they really put a lot of effort into like deciding who to give grants to, to make sure that it's like beneficial for Perpetual protocol as well as beneficial for the ecosystem as a whole. And as of right now, the main focus for the grants are on building tooling, integrations, and marketing. So tooling is basically different tools that can help Perpetual protocol users and just help the protocol in general. Integrations with other projects, other platforms. For example, right now we're looking for integration of a platform called Boardroom that will help make our governance and treasury setup more transparent. Finally, the last category is marketing. So we're always looking for new ways and creative ways to promote the protocol. So if you have any interesting ideas that you'd like to pitch on the marketing front, we'd love to hear them. Besides these three key focuses, like if you have a great idea, definitely don't hesitate to bring it forward. We always consider, any good idea that you think can help grow the platform. So we're looking forward to hearing from you. All right, for this next section, I'll let Nick take over.
Cool, thanks. So just a quick update on kind of the ecosystem fund that we launched not too long ago. There's been kind of 5 projects that we've now done token swaps with to kind of varying degrees. In no particular order, just from left to right. So DHedge is a copy trading platform similar to, for those of you who are familiar with kind of eToro, they're currently integrated with Synthetics, and they kind of do a decent amount of volume with them. They've agreed to do a token swap, and they're going to build on top of Perp. And we expect them to be live roughly around the same time as we are. The second one is Charm Finance. They currently run a Uniswap v3 strategy, and they've agreed to build a Perp vault effectively. That means that anyone in the future, when kind of V2 launches, will be able to provide liquidity and market make on Perp V2 without having the underlying kind of technical knowledge and of how to market make. And so it really simplifies and kind of makes it easy for anyone to provide liquidity. Lemma is a interesting one, which they are building on top of us for basis trading. So for those of you who are not familiar with basis trading, effectively you long and short an asset, and then you capture the funding rate in between, and that's kind of how you earn money. So we expect them to kind of launch roughly around the same time as well. StakeDAO is a protocol that's kind of integrating a lot of different protocols in a really kind of nice UI and making it super simple for kind of retail users to use. So it's something we refer to kind of as a prime broker model. So we're very excited to kind of get that up and running and see how the users kind of react to it. And then finally, T-House is another one of our strategy providers. They take a slightly different approach in that whereas the Charm strategy is mainly on-chain, T-House is a completely off-chain strategy solution with an on-chain vault. Can we?
All right, looking forward to some refreshing tea.
And then some kind of a sneak peek of kind of what's in the works. We have been chatting with kind of the Shapeshift team, or the Shapeshift DAO now, I guess, about potentially integrating Perp into Shapeshift. This is still a work in progress. We've received very, very positive feedback from the community, and we expect it to do some decent kind of volume once that's integrated. They currently have, I believe, around kind of 180,000 monthly active users. So even though they're kind of an OG, they're still around and still kind of doing decent amounts of volume.
Yeah, they're definitely an OG. I think it's the first place I ever bought ETH. If you're interested in the Shapeshift DAO partnership, definitely check out our governance forum. That's at gov.perp.fi. There's an active proposal on there where people are discussing it. So head over to the governance forum and check that out.
Lastly, really, I just wanted to kind of mention, we kind of get asked a lot, like, what do we see from a perp perspective of what are we really focusing on in the future? And I think one of the key things that we always talk time and time again with kind of everyone we meet is around the power of composability. So as you saw kind of with token swaps, we've started with kind of 5 projects, but the idea really is that we want to leverage the power of composability and integrate with as many kind of partners and projects that we can, because we believe that that's kind of the new design space, and that's kind of the new way that things are going to innovate that just traditionally is not available or can't be done in kind of a Web 2 environment. So for all of you who kind of have suggested protocols for us to reach out to, please do keep them coming. We're growing the BD team, so we will be talking to all of the projects that you do suggest.
Yeah, I think this really can't be stressed enough. Being able to build on each other and integrate with all these different projects basically brings the power of open source software into the realm of finance. And there's a lot of, we have a lot of competitors out there, both in the centralized space and also in the decentralized space. There's a lot of people, trying to build perps, but I think an advantage that we really have is that we're talking with so many teams, and we have a bunch of really amazing partnerships lined up. And it's all thanks to our amazing business development team, which is just really killing it. So I think you can all be pretty excited for the future. All right, thanks for that, Nick. We'll move on to the part you've probably all been waiting for, is the update on Kyri. So I'll pass the mic over to Yenwen. Go ahead.
Hi, everyone. We've been working hard on Kyri for some time. I think we started initially probably in June, and then already September right now. Several things. The first thing is that this is the UI for the mobile. So we create this. I think it looks very nice, and it's really easy to use. I think that part of the thing that we want to achieve in Kyri is that make sure that we don't display too much information. On the UI, and kind of onboard the first-time user much easier. Although there are still lots of information here, but hopefully, it's actually very simple to use, and everyone can try it out. Yeah, can you go to the next slide?
Sure. Maybe I can just add, the screens that you're seeing right now are still a work in progress to some degree. We have a really awesome design team. I'm sure everybody's noticed that our designs have been upgraded in the last couple months, and our design team is really working hard. And we have people working on UX, and yeah, I think we're going to make really a lot of progress in this area. Also, one thing I'll note, unfortunately today the Arbitrum testnet was down, so I couldn't get like all of the different screenshots available. So this is just really like a very basic sneak peek, but we'll hopefully have more for you soon.
Yep. So about the backend, we already finished the contract. So the first, and also the first audit, and the second audit is ongoing. It should be end around the end of this month or early October. And if everything was well, we definitely will. I try to push it online. We also have have done a bunch of internal tasking. So of course there are something we need to fix, but definitely we're looking forward to like launching the testing competition. In the near future. The new project, the new Kyri is building on top of Arbitrum, so actually it's very responsive. So if you guys, when we have the testing competition, welcome everyone to give you a try. It's really a really good experience on top of Arbitrum. Yeah, but just keep in mind that we will have a little bit higher fees than Sky. Than or per V1, but still, I think the trade-off and the possibility that we can get from Arbitrum, outweigh the fee, increase. Yeah. So yeah, that's actually everything that's from the V2 development. I think, in short, we will have a testnet competition very soon.
Yeah, really looking forward to that. And for everybody who has not yet tried Arbitrum, I would definitely recommend checking that out. Transactions on Arbitrum are like super fast. XDAI was already pretty quick, but Arbitrum is a whole new level. So I would definitely recommend trying that out. Do some trades on various platforms on Arbitrum and give it a shot so you're ready for when Kyri arrives. All right, so we've arrived for the Q&A section. So I'll just stop sharing my screen. Hold on. All right. Just a moment. All right, so if you have any questions, go ahead and ask them in the YouTube chat. We'll be delighted to answer any questions that you have. We have the first question, which says, will we need to be flat for the update? I'm not actually sure what that means.
Actually, do we have any questions from the channel? I think we have like one.
Yeah, I'll go and get that.
Oh, actually two, yeah.
Yeah, so we did have a couple questions from Discord. One is from a longstanding community member, L.I. Lee. I'm not exactly sure. I think those are his initials. So he says, regarding V2, will liquidity provisioning be directly incentivized, perhaps by traders or firms who are set up for Uniswap V3 and Perp V2 market making alongside the referral program for Kyri? So maybe I can just comment about the referral program. Our plan right now, although it's not like 100% firm, is that we will run the referral program for both V1 and V2 simultaneously, and then gradually phase out the V1 side of the referral program. And as for additional incentivization on V2, maybe Yenwen, you want to talk about that?
Oh, sure. So we will be publishing an update on the incentive program soon. And so we will definitely incentivize the liquidity provider or every maker on the system. That we actually are thinking that to use the Uniswap v3 like the reward contract, but I think it will be hard. So we will kind of follow our previous previous reward distribution that we would do it like weekly. Yeah, but definitely, it will be like depends on how much like liquidity you provide, you will get rewards. Yeah, and also like so we have a referral program. We also have like consider other different like reward program. So there will be a bunch different reward program that that will be launched when we launch the Kyri.
All right, and we actually have one other question from Discord, which is, when are USDC rewards coming? This is sort of a classic question by now.
Yeah, so that's a good question. So we actually want to delay that until V2. So I think like in previous like community call we mentioned we talked about this, that so V1 actually the insurance fund is doing quite well right now. So but we actually want to because enable the USDC distribution. There are several things that we want to do before, so we actually prefer that we do it on V2. So it's just like try to make things easier, and then everything at every so we can like kind of have 100% focus on V2 for now.
Yeah, the team has been, especially the development team, has been really doing a lot of work on V2 in the last several months, and it's been a lot of hard work, but they've made some pretty amazing progress. So we're looking forward to sharing more with you soon. Looks like we don't have any other questions at the moment. I guess maybe we can just wait another minute or two to see if there's some last minute questions. All right, so David is asking, when is the V2 testnet coming? We don't have a fixed date for that yet, David, as I'm sure you probably know. But yeah, it's coming soon. I think Yewan just mentioned it could be in October. So that's like sort of a target, but it really depends a lot on the outcome of the audits. It depends when the audits are finished, on the outcome of the audits, and how long it takes to the audits. If there's some things to fix, then that might take some time, and we don't know how much time it'll take. So it's really hard to put a number on it. But yeah, it would definitely be next month or the month after. All right, looks like we don't have any further questions, so I'll just do one last plug. We recently have a hoodie available on MetaFactory. If you want to check it out, I'll drop the link in the chat. It's pretty cool. I recommend everybody, if you want some perp merch, this is like the first serious piece of merch that we're releasing. We will have more in the future. If you don't really like the design, don't worry. We got some other options for you coming out. So stay tuned for that. All right, well, I guess that's about it. As always, if you have further questions, you're welcome to ask them in our Discord, on Telegram, DM us on Twitter, although we do tend to reply quicker on Discord and Telegram. You can also ask the question directly below in the YouTube channel. We do check those as often as we can. It's been really great having everybody, and we look forward to talking to you again soon. Oh, hold on. We have one last question from Alistair. March is great. Any more designs? Yes, we will have more designs, but not from MetaFactory that I'm aware of. But yeah, definitely keep an eye out. We'll have some more stuff, more merch coming soon. So keep an eye out for that. All right, take care.